Good day everyone. Has it ever occurred to you just a part of you remembers more than this life? The Akashic Records might have the answer. An all-encompassing memory recording every second from start to end. If you're ready, then come along as we open this vast mystery. The Akashic Records are a vast repository of all knowledge and experience that has ever existed. They are said to contain the history of every soul, from the beginning of time to the end. Some people believe that the Akashic Records are a physical place, while others believe that they are a non-physical realm. There is no scientific evidence to support the existence of the Akashic Records, but many people believe that they are real. There seems to be consensus among most religions, cultures, and philosophies of the world about the existence of academic documents. However, the location of these documents and the precise nature of their content remain subjects of debate. Hinduism, with its ancient roots dating back to 4,000 years before Christ, introduces the concept of Akasha, a universal substance from which the four fundamental elements, fire, water, air, and earth, originate. According to Hindu beliefs, every thought, spoken word, and action throughout history are eternally inscribed upon this Akasha, forming what they refer to as the Akashic documents. The renowned psychic Edgar Cayce, while not explicitly mentioning Akasha, firmly supports the concept of Akashic Records. He believes that every significant occurrence, thought, and energy, whether physical or spiritual, is documented in a historical archive that permeates our environment like air, influencing us with each breath. In one account, Cayce provides an intricate description of his personal encounter with these records, offering a glimpse into his extraordinary experiences.
In my mind's eye, I am a minuscule speck, detached from my physical form, observing myself with a sense of stillness. The overwhelming darkness engulfs me, leaving me with a profound sense of isolation. Then, a startling realization occurs. A slender beam of white light appears, offering a glimmer of hope. I, as this minuscule observer, instinctively pursue this radiant guide, understanding that it is my only path to escape the engulfing void. As the sounds around me gradually become more distinct, I'm immersed in a symphony of nature's melodies. Birds chirp, laughter echoes, and a faint melody grows louder. The rising light reveals a vibrant palette, a feast for the eyes. Amidst this sensory delight, I find myself at the entrance of a remarkable place, the Hall of Records. Here, an elderly gentleman presents me with a lengthy tome, a detailed account of the individual I've been seeking information about.
The renowned psychologist, Carl Jung, views the Akashic Records as a universal phenomenon, akin to his concept of the collective unconscious. He describes it as an infinite and omnipresent energy, where every action finds its corresponding reaction, a fundamental principle of nature. The Akashic Records hold the divine wisdom, encompassing God's sacred knowledge, laws, and memories. While these records are imprinted on the etheric fabric of planets, systems, and galaxies, they also exist in written form, meticulously preserved in the ancient language of Universal Aramaic. This written collection is housed in a grand structure known as the Hall of Records, located in a realm beyond our physical world. Upon transitioning to the other side, we are granted the privilege of accessing these Akashic Records, which our souls, residing in the depths of our unconscious minds, can always connect with during our temporary earthly existence. During sleep, our minds enter a tranquil state, akin to hypnosis or meditation, where the chaos is momentarily silenced. Our souls possess an innate understanding of the Akashic Records, a divine repository of knowledge. We often access these records subconsciously, seeking answers and solace that only the divine can provide. I hope I have not created the wrong image in your mind that in the endless corridors of the document hall, there are various volumes titled Documents of Awareness that occupy an unimaginable amount of space on the shelves. It is better to imagine that one is standing in a real, endless building, trying to read page after page, volume after volume, books that go on shelf after shelf, and in fact to access a portion of the totality of the Akashic Records. These records have no beginning and no end. With every moment of each person's life, every new thought, every soul that enters the embryo, and every soul that returns home, their volume is also added to. The Hall of Records contains the Akashic Records, but it can be said that every flowing word that exists in the endless Hall of Records is itself an Akashic Record, and since you began watching this video, their volume has increased significantly. Understanding and accessing the Akashic Records is a complex and profound topic in the field of metaphysics that has captivated many curious individuals. There are many different ways to access the Akashic Records. Some people believe that they can be accessed through meditation, while others believe that they can be accessed through psychic readings. There is no one right way to access the Akashic Records, and the best way for you may be different from the best way for someone else. If you are interested in accessing the Akashic Records, there are a few things you can do to prepare. First, it is important to find a quiet and comfortable place where you will not be disturbed. Second, you should relax your body and mind. Third, you should focus your intention on accessing the Akashic Records. Once you are prepared, you can begin to try to access the Akashic Records. There are many different ways to do this, so you may need to experiment to find what works best for you. Some people find it helpful to visualize a door or portal that leads to the Akashic Records. If you are able to successfully access the Akashic Records, you may experience a variety of different things. You may see visions, hear voices, or feel different emotions. You may also receive information or guidance. It is important to remember that the Akashic Records are a sacred place. If you are able to access them, it is important to do so with respect. You should also be aware that the information you receive from the Akashic Records may not always be what you want to hear. However, it is important to remember that the information is always given for your highest good. Maybe there is a possibility that we don't fully understand the name itself or how to access these records. However, there is something from deep within that seems to pull us toward those records. Maybe it's just a matter of paying attention. Thank you for staying with us. If this matter caught your attention, please share your views. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so that we may venture further into these cosmic subjects.